Alright guys, so this is my setup now. My past videos I was creating were when I added in the CPU cooler and just doing little upgrades on my computer like the PSU. Some of those videos I haven't fully edited or even uploaded, so this is just like a complete video of what I have going on. So before I just had one 32-inch, and now I have two 32 inches, and this has a reactive lighting, so it goes based off the color of the screen. It's pretty awesome, and never looking back on that. So I just went ahead and got another LG, but it's a 4K 32-inch as well. As you guys see, this is a nice little setup, microphone. And if anyone's curious, if you comment or whatever, I can tell you where I got them and what they're called if you guys are interested. So I got the SteelSeries hookup, you name it. So the purpose of this video is I'm actually building my first PC. So I'm going to use a lot of the upgrades I have on this computer, and I'm going to throw it over to a new tower, and I'm upgrading from AM4 to AM5. So this is, the Gigabyte, the B650, the Eagle AX. So there's a lot of mixed reviews, and some people like it, some people don't. I just figured I'd cover a video based off my experience and how it goes for me, because a lot of people are saying it's not a good motherboard. Other people are saying it is. For the cost wise, I wanted to have the most cheapest and affordable approach to AM5, which is why I bought this motherboard. And what I did is I went ahead and got the AMD, the Ryzen 9 9900X. So there's different ones. So I'm going to try to put the description of these products, so if you guys Google it, you'll come across this video. I will show you guys the unboxing and show you guys the installation. Maybe I can separate the videos. You got it in the little box. You open up this plastic thing, and that's your CPU. Really pretty. Excited to get into AM5. I've only been doing this for a little bit, so that's the back of it. Now to the motherboard, guys. So this is out the box and the bag. I don't want to steal too much of your time, me unwrapping it. Feels heavy. The heat sinks are pretty big. It doesn't seem like a cheap build, so whoever's saying all those bad reviews about it, I'm assuming they just mishandled it. So in the box. Alright guys, so real briefly, this is the Ryzen 9900X. And if you don't know, the pins, what separates the AM5 from AM4 is the pins are on the motherboard instead of being on the CPU. So the AM4s, they have the pins on the CPU. Wow, very exciting moment. Hey guys, so back to the PC build. So I got my thermal paste, and I got my DDR5 Vengeance with the RGB, 32 gigs. Then I got this. I got it in the past, but my motherboard for my P-Built was too small. So this one should fit perfectly on this new motherboard I just got. The case is actually coming a little later today, so it gives me just a little bit more time to play with this. I'm not going to put this on the CPU yet, but what I will do is put it on my old pre-built, because I left the CPU in there and I just put everything back to stock. That's a separate video if you want to look at that. It's a Lenovo Legion T5. It's with the, what is it, B550 motherboard. I mean, it's very limited compared to this motherboard and the build I'm trying to do. So yeah, so I'm gonna do that for now. Install this RAM, put this thing in there. All right guys, so out the box, we have our DDR5, two 16 gigabyte sticks of RAM with the RGBs, pretty nice. And then I have the LEDs, or the like RGBs for the motherboard. I always like these. I think these are just super cool. That's what they look like. So for your small end and your long end, pretty much goes in like that. And when you screw it into the motherboard, you'll screw this in the back. So I don't know if I can't really do much here right now, but I can put it in place. As far as when you guys want to install this, so there's a lot of guys on YouTube that they show you guys the open box and what you get, send the links, and I'm not really into all that. I'm just like, my profile is about just building things. So I like built my RC cars, airsoft guns. I work in construction, project management. I do a lot of things. So this is just like one chapter of PC building, So in this case, the motherboard has a diagram up here in the top right corner. That's if you got the same motherboard. I'm sure other motherboards are real similar. And it explains to you
what you put in first. So they have like the A1, A2, B1, B2. And what I'm gonna do based off the diagram is showing A2 and B2. Now when it comes to this, the DDR5 and DDR4 are not compatible, so you need a motherboard that can handle this. But like I said, I'm not like this pro PC builder. And same thing with this one. So you might want to hold the motherboard a little bit. And there you go, you got your click. This one I kind of fought with it. So that's that part. Now with these, they're gonna go on the motherboard. And one's gonna be here, the other one's gonna be there. And if you look at the screws, it's probably hard to see, but if you look at your screws on these top corners, they'll just line up with these, and this goes on the back. It just gives it that cool little look. It is here. Just got in a couple minutes ago. It's out the box. That's what you get. So you just remove the bag and the styrofoam. It's all there. Restored my other PC to factory settings. That's another video that I was making. But the H6 Flow is here. Get the glass off, there's this little screw, and you just pull it towards you, and it unclips from here. Thing with this back panel, seems like everything just comes off through these clips. You have to unscrew the screw here. You'll see it's pretty straightforward. Little box was in here, which I'm sure you saw in the last video, and here's your wire components to connect to the new motherboard. It's funny because this is my first PC installation ever, and I was like, where are my screws for the motherboard? So problem solved. You don't have to worry about that part. So start building her. So first things first, put my RGBs for the back of the motherboard. And I went and counted all these slots because some of them might not work for your motherboard. And there's enough screws, everything's perfect. Next we put the motherboard. Now that the motherboard's installed and ready to go, I might have to look into this bracket. Or you know what, so yeah, you don't have to change the bracket for the CPU cooler. And it's the Kraken Elite 240 ml or mm. Forgive me for these wires. Like, I'm big on the wire management, but it's been a while lately. One of them's the USB 3.0. The other one's for the USB-C. And this is for audio. It says H audio. And then I just put it there. And you guys can look up how to do that all special. It says F audio, but on the actual wire it's H audio. I don't have any other audio input. Now this one, I thought it was for the fans. So the fans aren't even connected yet. I gotta connect that separately. But this is the front panel. So I did look on YouTube to see some videos, and there's a front panel there. So I just have to connect this correctly. So yeah, after connecting all these wires, I found out where to plug this. I haven't tested it and turned it on yet, so don't take my advice on it. I tried researching a little bit, and that was the best I could do. But here comes the bottom. They're supposed to be intake fans, so they're sucking cold air from the bottom, bringing it in. So yeah, so when I fished it in, I made sure the wires are going that direction so I can do the wiring. And now I just got to secure them. Next thing, I already got the bottom fan secured. Now we're adding our PSU. I already have everything pre-set up from other PC. So we're just it's gonna fit in here. The exhaust pointing out, and we're just secure it there. After my PSU secure, you got your big thick wire, goes to the motherboard. It's like a 24 pin, something like that. And you got your 8 pin that goes into the motherboard for the CPU. And then you got your SATA cable. I had 2 of them plugged in earlier, but I took it out, I didn't need it. And you got your 16 pin for the GPU. Now it's gonna be fun fishing these guys through. Kind of jumping around a little bit, but I made all my motherboard connections. My 8 pin, I think it's like 24 pin. I plugged in, I didn't realize that these 3 fans, I mean, I figured they needed a connection for the fans, but I plugged it into the system fan. And then on the bottom I have it like tied into my splitter for the RGB for the motherboard. So I just they're both, there's 2 of them split into one for the RGB, so those colors will be the same as the motherboard. And next step is connecting this CPU cooler. Fun part. So the radiator for the CPU cooler is connected, mounted on top. You got your what is it, LCD screen. All the power's connected. I just got to do the wiring back there. Got our bottom fans, intake, front fans, intake, and this will be our exhaust fans. So I got everything plugged in and wired up, and it turned on. So this is what we have here. Alright guys, so after installing Windows on my computer, I got this way late, just yesterday, so I had already built everything, installed Windows. If anyone's curious, this is a vertical mount for my GPU. So I'll install this. Once I get it in, I'll send you guys a final video of this PC build. Okay, so that vertical mount is now installed. A little bit of fiddling with it, but we should be good to go. A little bit of a sketchy process to update the BIOS, but I mean, we have to do it, get it to run efficiently. Alright guys, so a few takeaways from this video. I figured I'd end it with a little conclusion. In the past on my pre-built, it was very limited and I wasn't able to reach the full capacity with it or full potential that I wanted, and I wanted to go AM5 just to future-proof it. It cost me $1, but I went a little cheaper on some parts just to make up for the difference, and I was able to go through the process. So in this video I try to cover as much as possible. I know it's not very informative as far as like what goes where, but I'm sure if you were to look into that you'll find it. It was more or less just me being proud of my first build, my actual build, and I've come a long way because in the past I tried to install Windows on a SSD as a primary and I failed, and in this case I was able to get Windows going on this new PC. I had no help. I was supposed to pay some computer whiz out here, and part of me was just hard-headed and wanted to do it myself because I couldn't wait. I was impatient. But if you look closely, I got my mic here. I'm not talking through it. I have a different mic, so if you're wondering why I'm so far away and you can hear me clear, I have this it's the Hollyland, the Lark, I believe it's M2 or something like that, S2. So I got a microphone stand here. I got 2 mounts. I've had this set up, but I figure I'll just explain it to you now that I've completed the PC build. So I got 2 32-inch LG monitors. One's the LG Ultra 1440p, 165 hertz refresh rate. This one's just a 4K LG, 60 hertz refresh rate, nothing too special. These stands they're meant for 40-inch, that's why they sit a little higher. I got the reactive lighting behind here, so if you see it looks green. I had a lot more gear, like more of my little toys here, like my beat maker, my 3D printer, just a few different things like the keyboard. But I removed it just because I do like the spaciousness of it, and if I really need to use those tools or equipment, I can hook it up. But overall, so I got the side mount, I got my DDR5, I got the lighting on the motherboard, I got the 3 fans, I got my 2 intake on the bottom. The GPU mount has an RBG, a little low quality, but it gives you the effect where you can see the GPU, which is what I wanted. I can't really get the CPU cooler to pick up yet, so I'm going to continue trying to do that. That's just like a lot of money I spent that I'm not able to utilize. But some of the big takeaways for me was I was able to learn how to install Windows on my PC. A lot of troubleshooting in the BIOS, and I updated the BIOS as well. I might have a video of that, and if I do, I'll include it. I'm trying to include everything that I possibly can with this build. Super excited, super stoked. Just a little bit of fine tuning to get my feet per second to match what I wanted, because going AM4 to AM5, you would assume it's going to be a huge difference, and in this case, it's almost slight difference, and it almost feels worse. But the CPU I got, the 9900X Ryzen, it's really, I guess it's more mid-based as far as like you can be a content creator or you can game. So it's not necessarily for gaming, but based off the specifications and everything I researched, it's supposed to be way better than the 5700G, the Ryzen 7. Since it's being 9 series, it's supposed to be better, which it is. It's got 12 cores, 24 threads, clock speed like 5600, something like that, and the DDR5 is like 600, and that's 300 or 3000. It's 6000, but that's 3000 stick. So like I'm still fine tuning it, installing the programs, reinstalling them, going in the BIOS, kind of getting everything the way I want it. But overall, I'm actually satisfied. It's a beautiful PC. I built it myself. The setup's comfortable. I'm able to create content, make videos, surf the web, play games, make music. So overall, I would say 5 out of 5 stars for me. And whoever watched this video, family or just random people, if you like the PC build, you're into that stuff. I know there's a lot of guys that do it and they do it for a living. My first PC build, so forgive me for any amateurity. I've learned a lot in this process and it took me a little longer than I expected. But circling back to the end result, it's phenomenal feeling. So I guess ending on a motivational tip is just don't let no one tell you can't do something, especially yourself. Don't knock your dreams. Your dreams do come true, and no matter what life is throwing at you, it could be relationships within your family or people in life, financial situations, health issues. I mean, there's so many things that can go wrong. And I just, hope the best for you guys, anybody viewing this content, and just understand that I'm going through a lot myself, and this keeps my mind busy, keeps me positive, and no matter what happens in your life, just try to stay positive. If you never give up, you'll reach all your goals. And that's speaking on my own behalf, from my own experience. But yeah, you guys take care. I appreciate your time. Thank you.